the most important thing that I even personally made mistakes on was basically not tracking your progress. And this is a common misconception because people, I don't want to go to the gym with a notebook or follow a strict routine. It's not like that. It's not what you think. What you have to do, and what most people end up doing, is they end up going to the gym, and most of their workouts are so randomized that, oh yeah, I'm still training hard, I'm going to the gym, but you're not progressively overloading. If you're not progressively overloading, you're not making any progress. It's the same thing if you do 10 push-ups a day and don't strive to do any more. Of course you're not going to get better at push-ups. Of course you're not going to grow. You might grow a fair amount, but then you're going to plateau. You always have to strive to keep pushing further, to keep pushing harder, and to keep adding reps, adding weight, etc. That's why it's important and crucial. And until I added a specific workout to each day and a specific compound movement specifically, then I was not making progress. I would go to the gym, I'd hit, let's say it's chest day, for example. I'd go walk around the gym, oh, maybe this machine looks good. Oh, okay, maybe this machine looks good. And then 30 minutes later, I walk out. And then for a couple months I was doing that. I look in the mirror a couple months later and I'm pissed because I look exactly the same. I'll take a look at my photos back in when I was doing this, and for 3 to 6 months I just looked the exact same, and I was wondering, why am I not making progress? And it was exactly because of this one thing. Follow a program or follow some sort of exercises that you can do every single time, even if you're working out 2 days a week. Working out 2 days a week with tracked workouts and programs and exercises that you're striving to improve on and that you're striving to actually get better and set new goals and set new PRs is going to be far more beneficial for your progress and for your results that you're trying to see, rather than even going 4 times a week and just doing random things. Yeah, it's great that you've built the consistency. It's great that you've built the discipline to show up. But if you're trying to make real results, ones that you're actually proud of, you need to progressively overload, or else then there's no point of even trying to get into some sort of body recomposition. So that's the first main important thing. You might be consistent, but you're not actually tracking and progressing. The next thing, and this ties into the first part, but it's a little bit different, because the first part, okay, yeah, you might be consistent, but the second part maybe is that you're not consistent enough. You think you're consistent because, okay, yeah, I'm going 1 week, and then the week later you're like, okay, I went last week, I might take a break this week, I'm not that interested in going, it's okay, I went last week. That's not how it works. Everything is compound interest, and it's the same thing with seeing your results. If you're eating clean, for example, for 1 week, you're tracking your calories, you're tracking your macros, or at least eating healthy, and then the next week you're just like, okay, forget about it, last week I ate really healthy, I followed the foods that I was supposed to eat, I actually decided to eat clean and whole foods, and then the next week after, you're like, okay, last week I was good, but this week I'm going to allow myself to change a little bit. It's going to completely hinder your progress. Why do you think so many people, when they go out for vacation, for example, they go on for vacation for 1 week and it completely destroys their results from the past 2, 3, even month before? It's because your body is very sensitive. So if you overfeed it with garbage foods, and then all of a sudden you're bloated, you're added 30 pounds in 1 week, obviously over exaggerating, but that's what it feels like when you look at yourself in the mirror. And then you're like, okay, I ruined it this week, and then it just leads into a bad spiral and a bad trend that you've set for yourself. So being consistent 1 week doesn't allow or mean that you can be inconsistent the next week. Consistency is day after day, week after week, month after month. Breaking consistency for 1 day, is fine and acceptable, because then you can get right back on track the next day. But once you've broken your consistency for 2 consecutive days, it's over. So don't allow yourself to break consistency more than one day, sorry. And if you need real life examples, just literally look at people that come back from vacations and listen to stories of people that come back for your vacations. Like I was mentioning, you could listen to anybody. Oh yeah, I was doing great, but then I went on this all-inclusive resort to Cuba. I was eating and drinking so much, and then I just threw my results out the window. It wasn't too interesting anymore to me, and I looked at myself in the mirror. I was completely discouraged, so I decided not to even continue. One day is fine. More than one day, you've broken the habit, theoretically speaking. And now, lastly, the most important tip and the most important piece of advice that I lacked on for the longest period of time, that was holding me back, even though I was training hard. I was lifting, I was tracking my weights, I was tracking my progress, but I was still eating healthy, but for some reason, something was just not clicking. I wasn't seeing the body recomposition that I wanted to. I was still looking pretty fluffy, and it's because until I understood how caloric dense some foods may be, then it's so simple to overeat. Meaning, if you don't understand the nutritional values and calories behind foods, it's still very easy to overeat on healthy foods. In my case, it was fats and dairies. I was tossing olive oil into my food and cooking with like a load or a liter of olive oil, eating hundreds and hundreds of grams of dairy and 100 grams of cheese. And I was thinking that I was eating healthy. I was eating a ton of nuts, but I was still plateaued with my weight and the way that I looked. And it was because I didn't understand the nutritional values behind set foods. So portion control is extremely important, especially if you're not too familiar with what foods have what inside of them and how they can cause you to change your body or the amount of calories that you're putting into your body, especially if you're really busy and don't have too much time to burn off these calories or use these calories efficiently. If you're moving and walking and exercising, if you're putting out high caloric workouts and cardio, then you don't really have to worry about this because your body's just going to burn them off regardless. But if you're like most people and have a desk job, or if you're like most people that are pretty sedentary, sit on the couch, sit at a desk and work these type of jobs, then it's really simple to not put in too much movement into your life where you're not going to be burning off these calories. Yes, your TDE, meaning your total daily energy expenditure through your body, will naturally burn set amount of calories. But if you're overeating on calories, thinking, oh yeah, I'm eating healthy, but I'm still not losing weight, then this is probably the mistake that you're making. Portion control is extremely important. So if you don't have a coach that's telling you, okay, that is a little bit too much cheese for this meal, or yeah, you got to chill with the olive oil because it's highly caloric, then you could just be shooting yourself in the foot thinking, okay, yeah, weight loss or fat loss is not meant for me. When it actually is, and it's just little small micro changes that you need to make in your nutritional and diet that can be the difference in your journey. So I just wanted to make a quick video of these 3 most common mistakes that people are making. Is inconsistency, untracked workouts, or not progressively overloaded workouts, and then portion control. Fix these 3 things in your program, in your routine, in your daily habits, and I promise you'll start seeing even more results and getting you closer to the goals that you've set for yourself. And if you're looking for some extra help, DM or connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram. Send me a message and I'm more than happy to help you out with anything that you need. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll leave you like I always do. Create more than you consume, serve others, love everyone. Peace.